Yo, 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 what's good, YouTube? Go 5 here. We got the new Shinryu Garnet BT finally dropped in JP. So we got to go handle up. It's our old punching bag, Bahamut. So, yeah, Garnet got, she came out with a new BT. She just, I mean, she still looks pretty strong as usual, you know. There really, I guess there really hadn't been too much of a huge change with her outside of like, I think maybe her auras got buffed a little bit. More damage on her skills. I really kind of need to look up and see what all changed, but I didn't. I don't expect her to change too much. I just know she's up to quote unquote JP standards. Um, Terra got her F board. Both Garnet and Terra got FR boards now, and essentially, how I understand how these FR boards work is essentially, basically you get to use the attack. It's like a BT finisher slightly, in the sense that for example, if I had a party full of 3 BT, if I had a party full of, like, you know, Terra, Garnet, and another friend Garnet, this is what you can do with FR boards. So essentially, when you use the FR finisher in a force time, it doesn't take away from the force time turn, and if you hit that condition, you get an extra HP damage bonus up. So, you know, but you'll lose that ability to use that force time again. So essentially, what you can really do is you can really like drive up the gauge condition by hitting multiple different FR abilities. Yes, you'll lose the ability to use your FR completely, but I guess it would, in a way, I kind of look at it like another offensive gear. So you could just continue to play normally, you know, space your force times out and use them like that. Or if you know you can essentially one-shot them in a force time, you could just hit somebody else's, you can hit, at least somebody with FR board, you can hit their force ability in the force time. And like I said, it doesn't take away from the force turn, so it's not like a waste to use it. So, you know, it's going to be pretty powerful, especially as we get more and more units with FR boards. I can see some really crazy, stupid combinations. But yeah, let's get to this fight. So, Bahamut is back. He has 3 crystals. These guys have some, I guess you say, interesting mechanics. Bahamut will always revive the crystals when they die, and I believe if you kill the crystals when he hits the threshold, I believe they can self-destruct or whatever. It happens to me one time in this fight where they see the crystal self-destruct, but I have a lot of like defense and HP damage mitigation on this team, so all of their attacks really just tickle. So I brought a triple off-turn team because, as you know, Bahamut, once he gets to like, what is it, 40% FR gauge, force gauge, then him and the ads, they become unbreakable. Then on combination, they get a brave regen buff that can potentially, you know, the fact that you can't break them and they get that brave regen on the turn, they can essentially, you know, regen up to a value where they can kill you. But Beatrix handles that wonderfully by just being able to dispel them every time they attack me. So that works out perfectly. As you can see, you know, that dispel is just fucking amazing. Man, Beatrix is so good. Paying off dividends. But yeah, so because, you know, the crystals always revive, if Bahamut will revive these crystals in force time and BT phase, summon, so the crystals will always be revived. So, you know, retargets, to me that screams core, that screams off turn. And I'm really enjoying using Gladio. You know, again, even though I don't have him maxed all the way, I just really feel that like he's still good even at high armor plus 0 out of 3. I'm gonna blue him, I guess, eventually. I managed to pick up Garnet BT, So I'm kind of in the standstill of, do I max out Garnet or do I just go Gladio? I'm leaning towards Garnet, but the only reason, yeah, I don't have enough BT plus materials to green her at the moment, so I'm kind of hanging back on that because I have enough to blue on armor. So I kind of want to wait. I just kind of feel that, you know, I don't know, I kind of put BT units a bit above FR units. I know that will be changing soon with the new changes that are coming to JP, I believe, at the end of the month. You know, that's a whole other topic of conversation. But yeah, so my goal was basically to, as you can plainly see, you know, it doesn't take a genius to figure out, off-turn these guys to death. It's working pretty well so far. I'm going to be using Beatrix FR. You know, she gets that, like I said, she gets that Ramza effect where you get that HP cap up when you have I think there's like 12 bunks and 12 total buffs amongst the party. So so basically what I'm doing right here is just waiting for Beatrix's turn to come back up so I can throw up the Ash Call for the party Thunder enchant and then just watch them eat. Yeah, but yeah, I'm really kind of happy that Garnet is finally out in JP. I mean, I feel like she kind of just fits right in, you know, like she kind of, I don't say haven't missed the beat, because that's more relating to global in terms of her not missing the beat. But now it's just not, you know, Garnet, new rework, you know, same old to us global players, same old Garnet, just a little bit more damage. You know, but those auras are still highly competitive. Immaculate Judgment, which turns into the gold frame debuff. The only unit that still has a gold frame, a gold frame buff. The only unit that still has a gold frame buff. That gold frame buff is essentially her BT effect for 6 more turns, and then you get the BT, effect on top of that. So you know, you're just a great unit. She'll definitely fit right in terms of like aura bots in this new era. And with her having FR boards, you know, that also makes her more viable because, you know, you get to see, you know, her and Terra, you get to use their FR attacks. Now, Terra is another unit where I personally like Terra. As a matter of fact, I'm actually kind of replaying Final Fantasy VI right now. I bought the Pixel remaster recently, so I'm kind of playing it. And, you know, oh, excuse the notification right there. My barber hitting me up about times for a haircut. Please excuse your boy, I gotta stay fresh. But yeah, just been playing through Final Fantasy VI again, you know, loving the game. I only played it one time, but I loved it even when I played it that one time. I'm just, you know, re-loving the adventure, having a good old time. It's been pretty fun recently. So Terra, you know, she's, I guess, if you want to make a comparison, she's magical Tidus in the sense that her FR is extremely selfish, where, you know, it's really designed for Terra herself to rack up the HP bonus and everything up by herself, because that's essentially what she's doing. She's, you know, if you play this game, you know how Terra plays. She gives herself a bunch of free time for her to spam her extremely powerful attacks. She got a small rework as well. I wish I could blue and green her out. I really just feel like other units come first. If I had her BT in global, I would have blued and greened her. I would have blued and greened her out. But I never got her BT in global. And in JP, I've always had her BT. As a matter of fact, yeah, talking about my JP experience, Terra was the first BT I actually tokened in JP. And that was because around that time, she was deemed as one of the most strongest, you know, DPS units at that time. She was, by the time I was able to token her, I guess you can say she was starting to finally starting to show her age, just getting crept just a little bit. But not enough. She was still at the top of her game by the time I was able to token her, because I was still new in JP around that time. So yeah. But anyway, So one interesting thing about this fight in terms of like while I was going through all of this, so these thresholds, like you saw that threshold is trigger. So I got really lucky in like when the crystals and ads kind of respawned and where they did, because like after he used his after he uses his force time attack, and we go back and we went back down to 0 force gauge, now the crystals are breakable. So now it's like, oh man, they're gonna, I'm thinking like, man, the whole team is just gonna counter these guys and mess up my turn order. Like I'm basically gonna run out of my force gauge, especially right here. When I tell you, even though I have 3 turns right here, I still managed to finish this fight still under force time. like it's crazy, because I just got really lucky. And when he hit us with his Megaflare, and that delayed us, and then from that delay he spawns the crystals in front of us, which just gives us more turns to counter and attack. It's fucking crazy. Like I just got really lucky. Like I didn't plan this at all. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm kind of like already 11 minutes into the video, but I obviously sped this up, for your guys' convenience. So, just a little bit, so you guys don't have to sit there and just, watch this happen over and over again. So it'd be like a 20-minute long video. So so I sped it up a little bit, a little bit of post commentary, trying to do a little bit more of that when I feel like I just want to record the video and just get the, I just want to record the video, get the fight out, upload the content. Like yeah, that attack right there, that stupid Megaflare attack, it delays us. And he will just summon the crystals right in front of me, and then the process just keeps on going. It was amazing. He's getting all these buffs. He thinks he's gonna do something. Beatrix is just gonna remove all these buffs again. Like it's crazy how powerful, like some of these off. Yeah, that's the explosion I was telling you about. When you get the crystal below a certain amount. But yeah, man, it's crazy how when these off turn comps, man, they can be really fucking powerful. Like I really like using this team when I'm able to. Like just go full off turn, turn my brain off. Once I get set up, I just let the force time just eat and just let the video play itself. The content makes itself. Even right here, I'm thinking, oh man, this is a done deal. Like I only got 2 force turns yet. Then Bahamut with a friendly delay throws me back and lets me able to continue right here. This is a personal milestone for me. I've never reached 99 at 999 force gauge bonus. I've never reached that. Like I said, I at this point I don't even though I have Garner's BT, I don't have her FR, and I haven't given Terra her FR boards yet. So this is completely without a BT unit or a force boarded unit to really drive up the gauge. So this is a personal milestone for me. It felt really good to be able to get the gauge this high with just I guess you can say a normal team, a normal force setup, so to speak. But yeah, after this point, I was like, oh wow, 7%. You already know what time it is. It's time to hit him with the tech. So I got my screenshot, hit him with the tech. Because I thought this was actually going to kill, but that more so speaks to the amount of HP Bahamut has. And then I can finish him off with a Gladio EX, mind you, under 999% force time into a launch. So you just know his goose was cooked right then. So, and anyway, that was the fight. Nothing too terrible, just off turn to death. If you've been watching this long, I greatly appreciate you. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the setup, as I normally do. I know you guys like spheres and shit. So, you've been watching this long, I greatly appreciate you. This has been your boy, Sats King 05. I'll catch y'all in the next time. I'll catch y'all in the next event. Signing out. Peace.